Hello, hello. This is Lucas, and this is episode 2. Episode 1, I talked about Bird Box, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that I've always come back to, and that is the Netflix original Making a Murderer, the Stephen Avery story. When I watched that series, that season 1, I had a few things that jumped out at me that were very true and very honest. And in talking with so many different people, I find that, everyone seems to somewhat have one or the other type of opinion. And that's usually whether he did it or did not do it. But the thing that stood out to me was when the police officers went, or mainly the police officer went into the trailer and found the set of keys. Now, as I know, and as most people know, that particular police officer was told that he was not to enter the trailer alone. The police department did not even trust him enough to let him in by himself because they were in fear that he would plant false evidence. So the one day, the 1 hour, the one moment that he is not being watched by another police officer, he enters the trailer and found the set of keys. Well, I shouldn't say keys, plural. There was one. And it was on a keychain that was not something that she would have on her keychain. The little dangly thing that hangs off that holds the key. If you look at photos of her, there's a couple of them online that you could find that have her holding her keys in her hand, and you could see multiple keys, and you could see a different type of keychain. So that right there, red flag. So I start to think back to when I was in high school and I had a 95 Dodge Dakota. And one of the main things that kept happening was I would lock my keys out of the car. And it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I can't do this again. I'm going down to AutoZone. I'm going to buy a hide-a-key box. I'm going to put a single key in there, one single key. You place it in the box, you close the box, it's magnetic, it magnetizes to the wheel well or under the car, wherever you might want to put it. So I magnetized it to my wheel well. They are dealing with a 1995 or 94 or whatever, RAV4. It's a vehicle from the 90s, solid metal. I guarantee you that car did not have a remote key unlock for the doors. And there's a very, very high likelihood that she has locked her keys out of her car before and that she would have a hide-a-key. Police officers being savvy, they're going to look for that. That would explain the single key on the keychain. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. I get it. So that to me, big, big red flag, big, big, definite something Stephen did not do. Red flag. So the second red flag was when Teresa Halbach's boyfriend, he was way too engaged in the entire hunting, or not hunting, but searching for Teresa. And his attitude was one of, I have to show face, I have to be present, but he had no emotions. He did not have any sort of like, oh my, she's missing, like sorrow in his face. He didn't have any sort of like super intent. And the whole time I was watching it, I just got an eerie vibe from him. And then you come to find out that what did the boyfriend do? Well, the boyfriend hacked into her phone account and deleted voicemails. Why would you do that the day of or moments after your girlfriend is missing? Why would you go in and delete it? I can see days before, weeks before, maybe that's something you would do, but that's still sketchy. But during a missing persons case, you're going to hack in to a phone and delete voicemails? Okay, that's suspicious. That tells me that you said something in those voicemails that was so incriminating that you had to delete them. So that points me directly at the boyfriend, which no one looked at. And even in the people talking to the boyfriend, he said from day one, he was never a suspect. He was never looked at. He was never even questioned. They didn't even ask where he was during the disappearance. So right there, those two things, the key, the boyfriend, those tell me that this man is innocent. But, now there is a but, when I step back and I look at Steven Avery and I really look at him, I start to say, I don't even know whether I believe that this guy is truly innocent. This is one of those stories where you want to believe in the victim, but then you look at the victim as a whole and you start to go, I don't know. I really don't know. And then the newest thing, which came out right after season 2 of Making a Murderer, you find out that Brendan Dassey's own mother knew about information dealing with this case, withheld it, and allowed her own son to go into jail in order to protect her other son. And there's still evidence that's coming out. There's still information that's coming out that is talking about the mother and the older brother. And those are the two suspects that I am very much interested in. I'm still looking at the boyfriend, that he is still suspect. He did definite suspect things, but now we have more people popping up who are potential suspects. So that's when you start to go, you know what, Manitowoc? I don't know, man. Something's bad in that water up there. But that's basically what I got on Making a Murderer. I am still feeling my way around all this, and I'm hoping to get rid of my ums. I say those way too much, and I'm very aware of that. So once again, I'm here to talk, and I'm always grateful and happy to have listeners. So we will definitely do this again, and I look forward to catching your ear. Hello, this is an ad for Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for everything you need to start a podcast today. I'm talking today. You can have a podcast live so people can hear it within moments. This is the podcast app for beginners. This is the podcast app for people who want to start something and want to go up into the stratosphere. I'm talking perfect. This is what you need. Anchor. This is an ad for Meaning of Lucas. Meaning of Lucas is a podcast that you are obviously listening to, and I, Lucas, would thank you so much if you supported me in any way. You can go to Patreon and support me. There's a link on my page, or you could also go to Anchor and support me there.
Any amount would help, whether it's a monthly or yearly or just a single donation. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm just trying to increase my quality and make my episodes better so that you guys get better. So yeah, it would be amazing if you guys, supported me in any way. So that's it. That's my ad. I thank you so much once again, like always, for listening, lending me your ears, and I love you guys.